Today we're going to be going over the wackiest, most confusing drama I've seen on this platform in a while. This is probably one of the hardest commentaries I've made because it's just been such a struggle just looking through all of the different allegations and different things Dream is being accused of here. This whole thing is basically just a bunch of people on, of course, Twitter accusing Dream of doing a bunch of different things with minimal to no proof in most of the scenarios, and Dream sitting here basically feeding into all of it, responding to literally everything. It's genuinely one of the wackiest situations I've ever seen. I swear, it's been unfolding for the longest, and I could spend all day going into like a bunch of the nitty-gritty details, but we're not gonna go into all of that. We're mainly just gonna talk about what's going on as of like recently, and I'm of course gonna get into all the allegations and stuff later, but I wanted to start by just saying how horribly I think Dream is handling this whole situation. Like I said before, it's basically just a huge back and forth that's been going on Twitter. I don't really use Twitter too much, so it's even harder for me to keep track of it, but Dream is just basically fumbling everything he should know as a content creator. Like I said before, it's just a bunch of people making different allegations on him and him just trying to disprove them all, and instead of him just making one big video, just hitting all the points and just trying to shut it all down, he's just been sitting here for the past few days just absolutely adding fuel to the fire. He's been responding to basically every post on this, and they aren't just like small responses like maybe a sentence or two basically saying I didn't do it. No, he's writing like entire Declaration of Independence length paragraphs under people's posts. And if you know anything about Twitter, you know how horrible of an idea that is. Now, if anyone in this video is like an avid Twitter user, I don't necessarily mean to offend you, but the people on Twitter aren't necessarily the smartest people ever. I swear they have the attention span of less than a goldfish. So obviously you can see the problem of they're not gonna read the entire paragraph that you're responding with. And if they were to, they sure aren't gonna understand it. They're Twitter users. They usually don't even understand what they're posting themselves. But that's probably enough of me explaining to you how brain rot Twitter users are. If you use Twitter, you already know this. So we're gonna get into the first and probably the biggest allegation, which will come as no surprise to a lot of you, but he's of course being accused of being a groomer and sexting minors. Like I said, of course this is going to come as no surprise to you guys. Big whoop, who would have guessed, Minecraft YouTuber being accused of being a groomer. But with that, you're probably wondering, what exactly did he do? And from what I'm seeing, it's mainly like two different posts. One of them being a video and one of them being like a text image. I'm almost positive that there's a few more of these, like different people claiming different things, but they haven't been gaining as much traction because I guess they're not as credible. Not to say that the ones I'm about to talk about are necessarily credible, but I guess they're maybe more credible than all the other ones people are claiming. But the first one of these is people accusing him of basically sending a message of him moaning and sexting a minor. Now, of course, I had the video of this, but for my sake and your own, I really don't want to put it in this video, so I'm not going to. I might toss up an image of it on the screen or something, but it's just that I don't really think you guys would necessarily want to hear that. But I'm still gonna explain pretty much what happened in it. So it's a video sent through Snapchat of allegedly Dream's account sending a message with some text on it to an alleged minor of him basically sexting them while moaning. And I'm saying allegedly because there's pretty much no proof in the videos at all of this even being Dream. I think the account like says Dream's name, but literally anybody could make an account that says Dream and send anyone a message of them pretty much sexing them and moaning. So not only is there no proof that it's Dream that sent the message in general, there's also no proof that the message was even being sent to a minor. So I'm not even sure why this one is getting that much traction. Maybe it's just because people are like frothing at the mouth of the idea of Dream sending a message of him moaning to a minor, but that's pretty much all there is to that one. I don't necessarily believe that one too much, and the second part is a series of messages that he's been allegedly sending to a minor as well. I'm gonna go ahead and toss an image up of that on the screen. I'm not gonna like repeat everything said in it because obviously it's gonna be super cringy, but with this one, it's also like a similar situation to the last one of there's no real proof that this is even Dream or it's being sent to a minor. And like I said before, that's how it is with most of these allegations. This whole thing is basically a he said, she said with honestly like no proof in general. And the second part of, I'm not necessarily going to say allegations because it has video proof, but it ties into the whole drama that's been going on between Dream and a guy called Nicolas Cantu. And if you don't know about that situation, it's Nicolas Cantu, the voice actor of Gumball, and Dream. They've pretty much been going at it for honestly who knows how long. Like I said, it's a huge spiral of it on Twitter, of them arguing literally forever, and it seems like this video right here is like the tipping point, the boiling point of it all, and I'm gonna explain it in a second. I'm gonna just go ahead and toss it up on the screen.
He said, listen,
he said, if you get out, I'm a what? God, I was trying to tell you that before you even started talking to me.
Yeah, before I tell you.
Listen to somebody who has experience in life. If I'm putting you on game, right?
Yeah.
See, you still... No,
I want to tell you right now, you are Australopithecus Cro-Magnon rock fucking stupid. You're retarded. You're fucking Down syndrome. I don't give a fuck. You do not understand that your literacy level needs to be brought up from the fucking Mariana Trench, and the ants come at me. It'll take 10,000, 100,000 of them to take me down. So that's how minuscule you are to my size, right? My stature of intelligence, character, body, and reverence in the world. You don't understand that you're talking to like a Michelangelo of my time, right? Like I'm a genius, Albert Einstein level history book maker. I am like this because ADHD, autism, neurodivergent.
I have ADHD as well.
Right, but because you said that's what the mask is, I think you're a all right? So that's why. You're really cool, Dream. I still want to fight you.
Tyrell, I apologize. I'm good.
I know, and I'm sorry for...
I met him tonight.
But yeah, you can end the video now. Thanks for watching. Cantu Network on all socials. Tune your sets.
And yeah, a lot of people are saying that that video was recorded by Dream himself. I'm not sure if he stated that yet, but he has confirmed that it's real and it did actually happen. Now, what you were looking at in that clip was Nick supposedly having an argument with Dream. And while that argument was happening, a lot of people are saying that Nick was having a manic episode during that and he was crossfaded. So he pretty much ended up saying like a bunch of different racist things and slurs, and even at a point he allegedly got physical with Dream. And as you could imagine, both people are receiving like a bunch of flack for this, but majority of the people are actually on Nick's side. A lot of people aren't really liking the fact that sure, what Nick said and what he did was pretty messed up, but a lot of people agree that it's even worse what Dream did though, because he's pretty much recording someone having a manic episode and using it against them. Sure, it's pretty messed up what Nick said and what he did, but when it comes down to it, if it is something like a manic episode, I'm no doctor, but I assume that's something you can't necessarily control, and for someone to record that and then use it against you, it is pretty messed up, so a lot of people aren't really on Dream's side with this one. And the third, and what I think is the most recent part to this, is Dream being accused of housing an abuser who beat his 19-year-old girlfriend. Like I said, I think this is more of a recent update, and this one pretty much came from this Twitter post. I'm gonna go ahead and toss it up on the screen and read it off, but it says, "You are a victim of domestic violence, Dream. Was that before, during, or after you housed the abuser Justin Tyler Alfonso, aka Manatreed, after he beat his 19-year-old girlfriend? Why did you let him stay at this address, one that was confirmed to be yours?" So from what I'm seeing is that Manatreed was basically one of Dream's old friends. And for the most part, it seems like this situation is true, but even with that, there's still no proof of anything like Dream knowing of these charges against this Manatreed guy when he was housing him. So pretty much in Dream's mind, he may have just been thinking like, oh, one of my old friends isn't doing too well, he's homeless right now, maybe I can just offer him a place to stay for a while. And honestly, after that one, these allegations pretty much keep getting worse and worse. I could sit here all day going through them, but they just keep getting less credible, so I'm not even gonna bother. Now, I'm personally kind of on the fence about this whole situation. Like, there's no real proof against, honestly, almost any of this, so I'm not necessarily gonna be too against Dream, but I'm also not necessarily gonna advocate for him. Right now, it seems like people are just trying to cancel him for basically anything they can, or it seems like even can't find. But like I said, I'm not gonna be on his side either, because he's done some pretty shady things in the past too. So I honestly wouldn't put any of this over him. He does things like post thirst traps and says some super weird things, knowing that his audience is majority filled with minors and children. So it's not like he necessarily is a saint or something, or, you know, has never done anything weird. But it's pretty much an ever-evolving situation. I wouldn't be surprised if I have to make another video on this in a few days, so make sure you stay subscribed, and I guess I'll leave you guys an update if something major happens, but that's pretty much all I can say on this super wacky situation. It's just too much wacky stuff going on too quick with not enough evidence, but with that said, I guess I'll see you guys in the next one.